Hello and welcome to CKE 10,001's gaming channel. In this video we will be looking at my Bunny Senpai Doogle Weiss Schwarz Set 1 deck profile. The deck is trying to focus to play the Looping World event here. So it's a fun deck. I wouldn't say it's most competitive, but it's interesting when you pull off the combo and get 2 turns in a row. Alright, without further ado, let's go look at the level 0 lineup. So I'm running 2 copies of Study Session Shoko Maki no Hara. It has one effect. When it's placed on stage, you can discard a climax, and if you do, you can choose a adolescence character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. So I'm running that too. Then I'm running 2 copies of Phantom Elder Sister Shoko Maki no Hara. The first effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you have to put 2 cards from the top of your deck in your waiting room, and if there's a climax revealed among those cards, you can choose one of your characters, and that character gets plus 15 power until end of turn. The second effect is on place on stage from your hand, you can pay 1, discard a card. If you do, search your deck for 1 adolescence character. So it's your on-play tutor. Then running 2 copies of Bunny Girl Senpai Mai Sakurajima. It has 2 auto effects. The first is when this card becomes versed in battle, you may reveal up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. If you reveal 1 or more, choose up to 1 adolescent character from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest into your waiting room, and then choose 1 card in your hand and put it in your waiting room. The second effect is when this card is put into your waiting room from the stage, you can choose 1 irreplaceable existence Mai Sakurajima in your waiting room and put it into your memory. So we're not running the second ability, we're only using it for the first effect. Then running 2 copies of Clear Blue Skies Tomoe Koga. It has 2 effects. The first is at the beginning of your climax phase, you can choose 1 of your adolescence characters, and that character gets plus 1,000 power until end of turn, and it's a pay 1 rest Brainstormer. And then for each climax revealed among those cards, you can perform the following action. Choose 1 card in your clock, return it to your hand, and put the top card of your deck into your clock. Mainly in case your duel gets stuck in your clock, you can still grab it from there. Then running 1 copy of Summertime Memories Mai Sakurajima. It has 1 auto effect. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can put 1 adolescence character from your hand into your clock. If you do, look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, put your hand, put the rest into your waiting room. Again, this helps you dig and grab climaxes or the Doogle event. Then I'm running 4 copies of this vanilla card, Back from Shopping Rio Futaba. You mainly use this to get stock charged. It's what your level 1 puts this into stock on play. So that's why you're running 4 copies of this, just to build up the stock enough to play the cost 6 event. Then we're also running these other Brainstormers. 1 copy of Girl Shrouded in Mystery, Shoko. It has 2 effects. The first is when a climax is placed in your climax area, you can choose 1 of your characters, and that character gets plus 500 power on 1 level. And it's a self-rest pay 1 Brainstorm that searches your deck for an adolescence character for each climax that gets flipped over. I'm only running 1 because my other copies are in my other decks. But then I'm running 2 copies of Cruel Hypothesis Rio Futaba. When this card is placed on stage from hand, reveal top card of your deck. If it's an adolescent character, put it in your hand, and then choose 1 card in your hand and put it in the waiting room. And then it's an activate pay 1 rest. This card, flip over 4, and for each climax revealed, you draw a card. Again, this helps you dig into your event. Then I'm running 4 copies of Roundabout Solution Sakuta Asuzagawa. Let's try to focus in that bit. Maybe zoom in more. I think it's focusing on the back. But when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can choose 1 Back from Shopping Rio Futaba in your waiting room and put it into your stock. So that's the level 0. Vanilla level 0. Then your level 1 combo is Petite Devil Kohai Tomoe Koga. It has 2 effects. The first is when this card attacks, this card gets plus X power until end of turn. X equals the number of other adolescent characters you have times 500. And when this card's battle point becomes reversed, if returning world unreturned feelings is in your climax area, this card gets the following ability until the end of your opponent's next turn. When this card is frontal attacked, you may choose one of your other characters and this card and return them both to your hand. Then I'm running 2 copies of Sunset Sky Rio Futaba. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, this card gets plus 1 level and 1000 power until end of turn. And the second effect is when this card attacks, choose one of your other adolescent characters, and that character is plus X power until end of turn. X equals the number of other adolescent characters you have times 500. Then running 2 copies of this backup, Responding Unenthusiastically Rio Futaba. When you use this card's backup, if you have an adolescent character, it gets an additional plus 1000 power, so it's a 3500 backup. Then one copy of Together with Hayate Shoko Makinohara. When this card becomes reversed, if this card's battle point is higher than your opponent's level, you may put that character to the bottom of their deck. And the Looping World Doogle event, 2/6. Let me try to focus that a bit here. There you go. If you do not have another character with Tomoe in its card name, this card cannot be played from your hand. If all players are level 2 or lower, you may choose one card in your hand and put it into your waiting room. If you do, shuffle your deck and put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If that card is a level 1 or higher, you get 1 additional turn. So you get an extra turn if this succeeds. Then I'm running 2 copies of the early play healer, Dreaming Girl Shoko Makinohara. If your waiting room has 2 or less classes, this gets -1 level while in your hand. And during your turn, if all your characters are adolescent, this card gets continuous plus 2000 power. And when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you may put the top card of your clock into your waiting room. Then I'm running 2 copies of the Cool and Collected Rio Futaba. If this card is in the middle position of your center stage, this card gets plus 4000 power continuous. If your level is 3 or higher, this card gets continuous great performance, which is all attacks that your opponent does become frontal attacks to this character. If this character is in the middle position of your center stage. And then when this card's battle point becomes reversed, you can pay 1, discard a card. If you do, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Then I'm running 3 copies of Devilish Kohai Tomoe Koga. It's a continuous assist. All your adolescent characters in front of this card gets plus 2000 power. And when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you may pay the cost, which is discard a card. If you do, put the top card of your clock into your stock. And if all players are level 3 or higher, you can play 5, and all players put up to 4 cards from the top of their clock into your waiting room. Then I'm also the last level 3 I'm running are the 3 copies of Swimsuit Tomoe Koga. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, put them on top of your deck in any order, choose up to 1 of your opponent's characters and return it to his or her hand. And Clax Combo Auto, when this card battle point becomes reversed, if all lies I have for you is in your climax area, you can discard 2 cards. If you do, put that character into your opponent's clock and deal 1 damage to your opponent. And then the last cards I'm running are the climax cards. 4 copies of the Gold Bar Climax, All the Lies I Have for You, which is your level 3 combo. Let's try to angle that so you can see it. There you go. And 4 copies of your level 1 combo, Returning World Unreturned Feelings. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Check OnCardDecks.com and a link in the description below to see an overview of this deck build.